Why the silence? Okay, speaker. This is the International House of Comedy Open Mic Tuesdays. Please welcome your host, Ms. Chavez.
Hey. Thank you. Well, just to let you guys know a little more about me, I have a small family, about 200. It's a Mexican Catholic thing. 200 people. Guess who's going to be a funeral planner? Someone's gonna die eventually. It's in the numbers. They die because they're old, sick, or stupid. Sorry, guys, that's not fair. I misspoke. They were old, sick, or stupid. You need a planner. Things can go wrong at a funeral, like a body being delivered late. It's kind of embarrassing with the mourners if you are the host and the headliner isn't there. And you don't even have an opening act. My friend Rosie needed a funeral planner. Her grandma died. You know the drill. Cry, sob. They get to the cemetery. Lower grandma into the hole. The casket didn't fit. Diggers, you had one job. Can't even get a grandma laid. The cousins put the casket aside, jumped in, and started digging. Turns out 3 inches do make a difference. Who knew? What do you say in a moment like that? How you been? What's on Netflix? They should have used the metric system. Poor grandma. Talk about not fitting in anywhere. They should have hired me. I know a width problem when I see one. So hoping we don't have a width problem, comedians, let me know if you are participating in the chat. You get 5 minutes, 6 if you really need them. I'll wave my phone at minute 4, so you know you have a minute to wrap up. To the supporters, remember that the comedians are here to tell jokes. So keep your microphones open if you don't have a noisy background so we can hear you laugh. Let's have a good time. And to start us off, our first comedian of this morning, give it up for Serene. Woo!
I know her.
Wow. Liz, like the way you host is like you're really going to a funeral planner. Oh, because you pulled that joke out. Okay, I'm just roasting you up. Okay, right. Just warming up the crowd as well. Right, my name is Serene C. I think most of you have seen me. Like Eric, have you seen me before?
Of course, you're unforgettable.
Oh wow!
I'm forgettable, obviously, but you're not.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Right. So, okay, I'm just gonna go through it. I'm a transgender. In Thailand, they call me Lady Boy. Aberdeen will call me Haram. Okay, he got the joke. All right. So, any Marvel fans here? Marvel comic fans? Anyone? You? Marvel comic call me X-Men. Yeah. Right. The Chinese ancient call me the eunuchs. Right. So, my transgender friend told me it was funny. So I came back from Thailand. Now I'm in Malaysia. I was in Thailand for a long time, 5 years, and Sawadee ka. This is what happened to me ka. And now my pronoun is she. If I catch you guys calling me a cunt, that's a compliment. Oh, Kevin still laugh at the joke, Like, so I don't want to be identified as they, them. It's because I passed my English. Yeah, I passed my maths too. This is such a simple thing, right? He, she, or in between. Why did they complicate it? Like, oh, they, them. That's numbers game. There's nothing to do with gender. Oh, we need a gender neutral pronoun. They say. So yeah, the gender neutral pronoun is it. Yeah, it is lion. It is lioness. It is a cock. It is a hen. It used to be Simon Chong. Now it is Serene C. That one didn't land. It's okay. Don't worry. Right. So also like this transgender has 3 categories. One is the cross dresser. The second one is I take a hormone and then I dress as well. And the third one is take hormone, dress, and chop chop. Okay. In Chinese ancient history, these are the one we call them the eunuchs. Okay, eunuchs are pretty powerful. In the Ming Dynasty, if you offend them, right, they can get your head chopped off. Seriously, yeah. Now, if you offend them, Henry Cruz will get cancer, yeah. That didn't land as well. Wow. Oh, I'm bombing. Right, so given a choice, if is transgender a choice, actually? If given a choice, I wouldn't want to be a female, because female bras and panties are expensive. Makeup are expensive, If my periods arrive, it will be very expensive too. Okay, some of you thought that my period will come. Oh, bomb. Okay, right. I end with this one, Okay, I'll give another joke. When
I've got no comments, because that's haram for me, so I'm sorry.
When I was in Qatar, there was a Qatari guy, he invited me through this Grindr apps, and so I went to his house, to his room. He was already having sex with a Filipino gay guy, So the Qatari guy was humping the Filipino guy from the back. Right? And the Filipino guy was saying this, feeling pain. But the Filipino, when they pronounce F, this sounds like P, So it sounds like this, feeling pain, oh, feeling pain. And the Qatari guys go, yo Lord, kotor. Okay, then they got you, then they land as well. Oh, what a night though. Okay, while I was in Bangkok, right, the weed was legalized there, When I started, one of the comedian friends gave me a gram just before my set, my open mic set. So I took a gram, light it up, smoked the whole 1 gram off myself, So when I get off stage, and then I went up to the stage, I was so happy, so high, I was like, yo, my name is Serene C. What? That's my time, guys.
Give it up for Serene. I cannot say I can relate. The only thing I've been high on recently is cold medication. So, yeah. Guys, if you want to work on your jokes, we have Sunday comedy feedback. This coming month, this is the first Sunday of June, we're going to be working on your type 5. But not only your type 5, but suggestions on getting your type 5, presenting them, and actually get paid. Up next, we have, on deck will be Henry. But up next, we have a special visitor. Give it up for Cancel Cup. Woo!
Give it up for your host, Liz, everyone. Give it up for your host. Yeah. I am the cancel cop. Yes, I am the one and only cancel cop. I cancel people and things to get them on order, okay? I get my orders from my headquarters, Twitter. Yes, but see, now I think you all know me, but if you don't, you will. I am here to talk about this wonderful phenomenon I just invented. So, what happens when people get cancelled? What happens if people get cancelled? You earn the one-way ticket to Cancellation Island. Yes, it is my latest innovation. I have created Cancellation Island. Please keep in mind that these are only meant for the cancel-worthy Hall of Shame people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the first guest in our cancel-worthy Hall of Shame is the notorious serial offender. Yes, you guessed it. These people are those people who pour milk into the bowl before adding the cereal. Now I know it might sound trivial to some, but come on, it's a breakfast abomination. These are the same people who probably put ketchup on their ice cream and socks in their sandals. It's time we all unite as a society and say no more soggy cereal. And that's why they're all cancelled. Now, let's also throw some spotlight on the eternal perpetrators of personal space invasion. You know them, the ones who stand a little too close in line, breathing down your neck as if they're auditioning for the next human air conditioner. These folks deserve to be cancelled with a giant inflatable bubble to remind them that the boundaries exist for a reason. Personal space is that last slice of pizza, sacred and not to be infringed upon. And let's not forget about the great technological tricksters of all time, the masterminds behind the universally despised reply all button. The horror of accidentally replying to an entire company, sharing your innermost thoughts about others, about the office coffee, or about that embarrassing cat video. These individuals should face the wrath of the million unsubscribed clicks and be forever banished to the alternate dimension where their emails are sent directly to the void. And we must also address those audacious souls who decide to microwave fish in the office kitchen. The stench that infiltrates every nook and cranny, the olfactory assault that leaves your taste buds traumatized for days. It's time to cancel the fish microwavers. We shall rise together and arm with those fresh air conditioners and fish repellent sprays to ensure that our workplaces remain odor-free. And what else? Oh, we also have an infamous comedian who thought she could get away by making bad comments about fellow comedians. Well, I just want to say that that comedian decided to make one last attempt at redemption by hosting a farewell show. The irony, the audience was in for a treat, or so they thought, because there was no audience at all. The jokes were, the audience was, even the crickets in the corner began to heckle her. Like it was a cancellation within a cancellation, a true comedy catastrophe. And so, my friends, let's revel in this absurdity of cancel culture and trials and tribulations of those who dare to tread on the sacred ground of comedy, while we may laugh at the mishaps and cancel. Let's remember the kindness and respect should always be at the heart of our comedic endeavors. Thank you, and may the cancel God continue to bring laughter and justice to the world of cancel culture. One cancel comedian at a time. Thank you.
Yay! Thank you, Cancel Cup. The only thing is, if we cancel people wearing sandals and socks, we won't have Father's Day.
Yeah.
So just let's reconsider that one, please. Don't forget to follow us at International House of Comedy on Instagram, on Facebook, so you can be in the know of what's going on. Speaking of what's going on, up next we have Henry on deck. Eric, give it up for Henry.
Give it up for me. Okay. So I'm also doing the technology. Okay, there it is. Remove pen. Yeah, I embrace getting old the way Tom Cruise does. I ignore it. Tom Cruise is 75. Let's see. Secret to longevity. I figured it out. Science has figured it out. One secret is eating fetuses. The other one is having the inside of your body 10 years younger than the outside of your body. It's possible. I think now I have a very extreme diet. Get that back down. Okay, virtual. When I eat, I don't eat bread. When I eat bread, I think of puppies dying. There's another puppy. Oh. That convinces your body to go, well, here's a picture of my organs. I can bring it up in the background. Ah, there it is. My liver, I when I eat a cupcake, I don't eat cupcakes. I imagine that cupcake eating my liver or stabbing it. And I think the goal is, for me, the inside organs to have the same
biggest thing that we need to do.
The same hair that I did when I was 14. That's a lot of hair. That's me at 14. And also, I want those organs. 14 was a great year for reproduction for me. I know all of that same organs. And bread, yeah. When you go to church, they give you bread to eat Jesus. I've decided I don't want to eat Jesus, even though he had a six-pack. Talking about breaking bread, I don't want to do that. That's it for me. Thank you.
Hey.
Give it up for this guy right here. Look at that.
Ooh.
So happy.
The 80s. Okay. I grew up in the 80s, so I remember those times. So don't forget to follow us at House International House of Comedy. But also, if you want to be followed, not in a creepy way, make sure to share your socials in the chat or to display them next to your name so people know where to see you, to know what you have going on. But up next, we have Eric. Give it up for Eric. Woo!
This song would have gone very nicely with your introduction, Liz. So just let's imagine that I came right after you. So a few years ago, my wife said, let's move to Florida. And it inspired this song. down to geriatric town. No pediatricians or obstetricians, 'cause every physician is a geriatrician. Come on down to geriatric town. Let's go down to geriatric town. Where the sun is always beaming, no bratty little kids a kicking and a screaming. Childproof wonderland, you can have such fun when you're playing shuffleboard. Better walk done. Come on down to geriatric town. Let's go down to geriatric town. Where winter winds never howl, you can be a geezer on the prowl. Come on down to geriatric town. Go down to geriatric town. In our gated community, just slip into the pool to pee. Come on down to geriatric town. Let's go down to geriatric town. Won't you come along with me? We'll watch the sunbirds fly. You'll agree, the Sunshine State is the greatest place to die.
Ooh,
Woohoo!
from geriatric town to underground.
I'm booking my ticket.
This set is sponsored by Retirement Homes in Florida. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Don't forget to mark in your calendars June 13th. That's when the next open mic will be. Gives you a chance to stay fresh, share your jokes, make people laugh, and hear also some fellow comedians. Why not? Like the one we have next is Abedin on deck Jean. Give it up for Abedin. Woo!
Oh, it's my favorite.
Thank you so much, Liz. Hey, everyone. So nice to see everyone and beautiful sets. Eric, I like the way you said that come down to die. So Florida, instead of sunshine state, it should be like a sunset state, right? And Henry, I understand the way that you talk about eating well and all. I'm trying to do that too. But dude, eating well and being healthy is turning out to be really expensive. Because I try to eat salads, and oh my God, I just realized that that big burger from McDonald's is far more cheaper than the salads. So I cannot control my diet. I have to go with the cheaper stuff. And they say that avocado is a very good source of carbs, right? But have you seen the price of avocado? It's like 6-pack of avocado is the same price as a 6-pack of Bud Light. So I made my choice, right? I mean, I come home with 6 buds from me. Like, avocado is like the second most expensive thing that came from Mexico. That's what I think, right? The first one is obviously Salma Hayek, which came from Mexico. Oh my God. All right. But I'm surviving whatever I can. I'm trying to eat. Are you guys ready for the hot weather? I am not. I am not, because the thing is that I hate it. I sweat a lot and I get skin burns and all that stuff. But on top of that, the main reason why I hate the summer is because I cannot complain about that. Imagine whenever I go to complain about the heat, people look at me and go, dude, why are you complaining? Aren't you from India? Aren't you used to all the heat? And it takes me a hard time to explain them that India is not somewhere in the hot climate. All right, it's not in the Middle East. That's different brown color people. I'm a different brown color person from India. Yeah, I just don't like the summers. Let's come to COVID. I think COVID is almost gone nowadays, right? I mean, people are becoming very free. Remember, we have COVID home tests. Right, we came up with that. Now that reminds me that we treated COVID as really dangerous thing first, right? But then eventually, as time graduated, like we started treating COVID as pregnancy, right? With the home test, it's like you go outside and you don't use protection, right? You come home and you just test whether you messed up or no. So that's equivalent to the pregnancy test, the COVID home test.
Yeah.
All right. So recently, in the recent years, we saw 2 big divorces, right? Amazon guy, all right, and Microsoft guy, right? So Amazon guy, they divorced, he and his wife, they divorced after a long time, like 25 years. So I was thinking, what took them that long? Right? So imagine Jeff Bezos became the richest man in 2018, and then he divorced his wife in 2019. So in 2018, he was in his prime, and then he divorced in 2019. Yeah. Now, the Microsoft guy, right? Bill Gates, he and his wife, for all these 27 years, I think they were just looking for that window of opportunity to that once they found that window, they would decided to go for an upgrade for themselves. All right, yeah, thank you. Finally, I'll go 1 minute. I'll get done with this. So, all right, I'm from India, as you guys can know. Right. And so I saw this movie, Harry Potter. I like that movie, Harry Potter. But one thing was not settling with me, that I saw 2 Indian girls in that movie. All right. Now, It's okay. I like all that stuff about the magic and things like that. But then I was thinking, which Indian parent is going to send their kids to a magic school? No, 0. They are not. Only if that school makes them a magical doctor or a magical lawyer, or the least a magical engineer like I am. So that's what they will send you. That's my time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Evelyn. You feel like that about representation in Harry Potter. Imagine me as a Mexican when the first thing that comes to people's mind when they hear that is Salma Hayek. She's cool, but she's, I would choose someone else. Yeah, at least let's start with Frida Kahlo. I felt bad when I heard someone destroyed one of her famous paintings until I saw the painting. My nephew can draw something better than that.
Yeah.
Anyway, art, I guess. So up next, our next comedian, give it up for Ying. Woo!
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Happy to see all the familiar faces. Hi, Harry. Good to see you. Yeah, I think I know half the room. See you. I plan talking about the pandemic's over. Guess what? China is just going through second wave. Everybody I know now it tested positive because I'm trying to go back to China for take it in June. So 2 days ago, I went out got my latest booster shot. While I was driving back from Seattle to Spokane, I think it just a mini heart attack or something. I didn't realize until okay, that was the shots. Wow, and the second wave. The doctor don't even tell people to quarantine, to stay home once you're tested positive. So all the COVID is out now everywhere. The bus, the stores, like anyway, I guess China learned the lesson. Just let everybody get it, then we'll get over. Yeah. So anyway, yesterday was funny. Yesterday. At the open mic locally, so the host asked everybody that if you want to be roasted, and tell the host will roast you. So I said, yeah, roast Ying, and he immediately said, you don't belong here. Wow! This was the coolest roasting of you I've ever heard. It was a very gentle, very, go back to your home or go back to your country or something. But it makes sense. It makes sense. I feel like I when I get up there, I say, well, this is good, but don't blame me. But don't blame because was it your melting pot thing got me here? Yeah, because when I was in China college, right, they were the classes talking about the American history class. I was not paying attention. Everything they said, like slavery, the genocide of the Native Indian people, the Civil War, the democracies, whatever, until they hit the melting pot. It was like, oh, tell me more about that. I want to hear melting pot about America. So at the end of that semester class, I'm getting out of here. I was packing. Go to America. Melting pot. That's how I got here. I'm here for the melting pot. Guess what? It's not that easy to melt in your fucking pot. I don't know who here's American. It's not easy. I'll give you an example, okay? First thing, when I got here, every time I drink cold milk, I got diarrhea. Because, in the morning, milk goes with a cereal, you got to be fat. Because in China, nobody drink cold milk. We all heat it up to the boiling point, So, of course, if I got diarrhea, I take a pill, the Chinese medicine to stop that. But then I started to like pizza because at the time, China didn't have a pizza. Pizza became my favorite food. But every time I eat the pizza, I got constipation. The cheese it's the cheese they're doing that. Right? So then I take a different pill to stop that. Right. So like the whole year, I diarrhea, cold milk, and constipation by a cheese. Right. So it took me a year to get over it. But later, I thought about it. I was like, wow, I could have just when I had a constipation, I could have just drink the milk, right? I guess education's now helping me getting smart. Took me a year to melt it, but you know what? Then, of course, during pandemic for a year, I actually heard people tell me, go back to country. Like, I was like, wow, this melting thing is not working anymore. People are trying to unmelt this pot. People here try to separate the beans, the chilies from the soy sauce, right? You know, you try to send the soy sauce back home. Wow. You know, I was thinking, you white people, instead of trying to separate, try to unmelt this pot, and there's this fear of immigrant, you know, why don't you focus on what you're good at it? That was really what's going on. Their fear of immigrant. So white people, how many white people here? So show him, because this part right here was pretty melted. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 white people. Okay, do you know what you're good at? Tell me, what you're good at? No, wow, you're so humble. Okay, so let me tell you what you're good at it. You're good at discover continent. Right? Yeah. So you discovered everything. I'm telling you. You know, of course, the North American continent, and you discovered the North Pole, the South Pole. You fucking landed on the moon. You white people, you did that. So next, Elon Musk, just go to Mars. Go to Mars. That's where you belong. Even the Himalayas. We have a person from India. You know the Himalaya, the highest the mountain between China and India. So it's on my time, or can I finish this? Or?
Yeah, finish.
Okay, so for thousands of years of Tibetan people live next to the Himalayas. Never occurred to them to go up to the peak. So they climbed the mountain halfway, about 4,000 meters. You know, so, okay, they're good, they're done. They built a temple at 4,000 meters, about 6,000 feet. But then, because they look at the Himalaya, the peak, right? They said, that is a sacred ground. That's where God lives. You don't go up there. That's offensive to God. You know, but then white people came along. They stayed at the temple. They look at their peak, so like, fuck sacred ground. We're going up there. You know, the white people. Yeah. So they hired Tibetan, the local people as a guide. Even they said, well, they don't have the clothes. We don't have enough clothes, warm clothes to get up there. You know, and the white people say, oh, we just put a duck feather in the clothes. We're good. You know, so yeah, white people, the white people was the first one to get up to the peak of Himalayas. They put the fucking flag on there. So white people, go to Mars. Okay, that's my time, guys.
Look at my ticket.
The most unrealistic thing that I think I've seen in horror movies is that white people don't die first.
Yeah.
They're the first one to go to the top of a mountain that no one else, none of the locals didn't want to go. And then I recently heard they want to ban some of history from their books because it makes them feel sad that they were responsible of slavery. So sad for them. But what is not sad is that in a couple of weeks, we have another open mic that this Sunday you can practice your jokes and comedy feedback, and that you can follow us at International House of Comedy. For now, that's it for today. Thank you, all the comedians, for participating, and the audience for being so supportive.
Thank you, Lou.
Ying, white people are good at bombing us. Yeah. Yeah. Only Vietnam has kicked them back. Yeah.
Right, that's another thing. Right.
I'm getting off before this goes too much further.
It's better.
Eric, as a fellow white person, I understand.
Well, I'm a kind of white person because Jews are not exactly white people, but I'll, you know, I can pass. I
was gonna say, didn't Spain discover America?
His name was Christopher.
Right, but he's a white. He's white though. He's white.
Yeah.
He was Puerto Rican.
That's European.
Yeah, but Christopher Columbus was dumb, man. He didn't use a GPS.
Yeah.
Didn't he? Oh, I'm in India. Wow.
Yeah. And neither did he get his wife along. If he got his wife
Yeah.
along, he would have never been lost. He would have
Yeah.
gone to India.
I think the only reason why Christopher Columbus left the country is to get away from his wife.
Yeah, see, but then see, he should have got her along so that he could have come to India. And people like Sharud and myself, our ancestors were waiting for Christopher Columbus. Where the hell is he, man? He was going to come to India.
Yeah. We got Vasco da Gama instead.
Yeah. He named the wrong people Indian, man. We should protest against this.
Yeah. Yeah, I can attest to that with Mexicans. Yeah.
And I just showed the Christopher Columbus so ignorant because he was the first one because he was thinking about go to India because he heard, right, all the gold, all the riches of India. And that's why he's going. But then he landed North America. There was no gold. There was just native Indian. Then he called it India. See how ignorant. Yeah, it's just white people. They're fucking ignorant. You know what I'm saying? It was not the Indian, the America. It was not what he was thinking in his head that what India is supposed to be. But because that was the first continent, the land that he hit is Atlantic Ocean, because you have to actually go to Pacific. Then he just said, okay, this is India. Wow.
I want to invite you, Ying, and anybody else who's not a fan of Christopher Columbus. There's a big statue in Columbus Circle in Manhattan, and they keep talking about, toppling it like we do the Confederate generals and what's his name, Saddam Hussein. So when I get word that they're going to topple it, we'll send you an invitation so you can join in, okay?
Yeah.
Christopher Columbus was the original flat earther. It's like,
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah.
When he came here, he was like, oh, things should have changed since the last visit.
No, he could have crossed his mind, say, whoa, is there something else? This place, if it's not, it doesn't look what he saw the Indian was. Yeah.
Or Ying.
GPS fixed if he was really in India. They probably could.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think his contract that he signed with the Queen in Spain was that you better get to India. And even though he didn't, he said, I got to India, otherwise he wouldn't have been paid. And
Right.
a lot of expenses with those 3 ships and weapons to kill all the natives and stuff, So he definitely had to say that it was India, even if it wasn't.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's
Columbus was surely disappointed because he came for 3 main reasons: spices, elephants, and Kama Sutra. But he didn't find anything when he came to America. So.
right.
He found spices. We have spices over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he came to the Caribbean. Remember, he didn't land in Mexico. He landed in the islands out there.
True.
Right.